Yes, see.
So, I'm very pleased to present to your attention topic polymer materials, bibliographical data analysis and detection. This topic is very actually to depend some new tendencies in the area of present new materials under biopolymeric and its connection with environmental friendly materials production and gross bioprocessing impact and developing bioeconomics and recycling materials in against some set of these processes. And so our investigation conducted with analysis bibliographical data and identify trends in research on polymer materials of different genesis with special attention to research into the production and use of biopolymers. So we have several areas of tasks you can see on the slides, and should be noted it's very important to analyze this impact of synthetic polymer influence and this impact can be different type of connection with pollution and ecosystem domains and of course impact on our health. In this direction we use Scopus database also, and we see how activity and publication change per years, and the area of bioplastic production, and of course now is a strong growth. And of course we see a paper under the topic of biopolymers consist different subject areas. So it's interdisciplinary approach that includes a different type of opportunity, technological processes and application of biopolymeric. And now, of course, biotechnology of waste recycling, it includes a lot of type of biochemical processes, and plant research is conducted with using different sources for growth, technological production of biopolymeric, and we use dates from database Scopus in the some interesting processes of cluster forming constructed via Vosphere is a software that visualization of different direction of the bioplastic development studying, and we identify several type of clusters. First clusters in conducted with environmental issue of plastic production associated with greenhouse effect, and of course how it can be influenced biodegradation polymers and the system dance in change climate is very important issue now. And two clusters. Second cluster is the production of biofuels and bioplastic and wastewater anaerobic treatment. Of course, it's a conduction with processes different type of mixing processes with generation anaerobical biofuels, and of course the possibility to connect with different type of volatile acid production, and soon biopolymeric generation and possibility to generation biological degradation plastic. So the next cluster is a production biomass and production different type of technology of various biological agents, microorganisms using to obtain bioplastic and fixed carbon dioxide. And the next cluster associated with different field of bioplastic application and life cycle assessment and sustainable development includes such production. And this program of visualization software with the using can help analyze the tendency in the area of our research, and we can see how its clusterization under one topic and what direction on studies most important now. And you can see in the next slide that now the most important growth in under this topic connected with a different period of years and most frequency using keywords and publication activities, and of course forming bioplastic at such most cluster of connection with different processes of biomass generation, biofuel production, and bioremediation of ecosystem, and is a general conception that include new type of bioprocessing and impact on producing useful materials for our life. Of course, different enzyme properties have formation, for example, acetic acid, and its processes impact on forming bioplastic from monopolymers to different reactions that production useful biopolymers, and it's connected with use different type of substrate and fermentation. And when we tell in the first stage, in the first part, different possibility use tools of Scopus database and uses software for visualization of trends in the processes of production, different type of bioplastics. So now I won't tell you about connection with different possibility substrate and the cluster generation that can be used for production monomers, and soon different type of polymeric materials that can be biodegradable. And in these areas, we propose connected with such type of acids as phosphogypsum and different type of organic residents as additional can be used as additional nutrients, of course. And it should be noted more than information about phosphogypsum. It's a byproduct of the production of phosphate rock by the wet acid method of fertilizer production, and now is in Ukrainian most of all 55 million tons accumulated in Ukraine, but not only in Ukraine. It's a global phosphogypsum generation map you can see on the slide, and different country has its storage dump on phosphogypsum, and in Ukraine is several dumps we have also. Of course, inorganic and organic residues as the sources of bioprocesses, for example, possibility of use for production different stuff of monomers for polymer production. It's interesting sphere, and they can use different type of waste as sources of carbon if it's organic type waste, and sources of different type of nutrients and macro elements that can be useful on the fermentation, and especially when we see processes of dark fermentation and includes the state of this process, and we see reaction of lactic acid production, and this of course the most important type of monomers that can be used for biopolymeric production and bioplastic production. And when we saw clusterization, and we see the most separately clustered that include possibility of use different types of substrate of different biological agents on the processes of production bioplastic. And so this part of research should be developing, and important this development for understanding how it's changed our life and can be uses these renewable sources to degree negative ecological environmental impact, and different type of investigation of carbon dioxide emission for different plastics type. It's presented in database corpus and other science basic dates, and of course it's the most important to find direction and most environmentally friendly production products and uses biotechnology, bioprocesses for this. It's very important. And as conclusion, I want to notice that, of course, it's a different type of direction we can see and analysis in using online tools of database corpus, and when we use this visualization software, we can more deeply clusterization this direction and analyze technological processes in implementation under these clusters that can be useful for recast the development this fields research and analysis possibility improving of qualities of biopolymeric that more widely used in different areas of our human activities. So it's that finish it of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, and I listen to your questions.
Okay, Elizaveta, thank you very much. You are so fast.
Oh, oh, but
Okay.
yes, I always so fast.
Okay. As confirmation of my previous message, of my message before this presentation, we can use bibliometric analysis and bibliometric tools for different tasks, and it is very important. It is very nice. At least we can we know now for whom we can contact if we have some questions or need some advice.
Oh, of course, I will be very glad to if I can to provide this skills, this knowledge about this software. I think it can be useful in different areas of research.
Thank you very much. And could you please tell me what is the basic area of your scientific research, your personally?
Under this topic, basic.
No. In general.
My basic areas of research connected with waste recycling and bioprocesses.
So you use this bibliometric research was for help, for support of your main area, yeah?
Yes, it's support. It's some state of research when we should be analyze it previous research, previous studies, analyze it new tendencies, trends, and it's important and area for my research. In general, maybe all researchers need to understand how the topics is important now and how it is fair developing. So it's very useful.
Okay, thank you. And some specific question, maybe you know. It is very interesting that you selected exactly this slide. I would like to ask about how exactly was viewer working with works with Scopus database?
How I work with database?
Was viewer take information from the Scopus and visualizes? Is it right?
Yes, I take dates, statistical dates from database Scopus. It's very easy. Firstly, when we do sort different type of direction under this topic, it's need to format keywords. Under these keywords, we have list of different type of publication, and it's need download this information from database Scopus. It's in the CSV formats, and then this formats file can be used in the software programs.
Okay, and извините, sorry. And do you make requests to Scopus from the WOS viewer, or you download before statistical data and then upload it into the WOS viewer?
Yes, firstly I download statistical data and then upload by WOS viewer.
Okay, thank you very much. Does anybody have some questions to Елизавета? Okay, I think questions can be raised some later. Oh, okay, we have question from Professor Yudakov. Yes.
Oh, sorry, excuse me, please. I have one question. Are manufacturers of polymer materials showing interest in such studies? Have they interest for it?
In general, biopolymeric is a very important direction of developing polymeric materials, and in the world we have a very interesting project in general for that type of materials, and we have cooperation with Germany partners that in the Potsdam, and they provide investigation on the lactic acid fermentation and interest in the processing of biopolymeric production. So the direction very actually, but of course traditional plastic now have a strong position, but nevertheless we see ecological factors impact and more industrial enterprises thinking about bioplastic and how it can be applied in some of possibility.
Yes, I see. I understand. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have other question? Not yet. Okay, thank you, Елизавета.